Oh, cool. It's Blake from RWBY, my favorite member. How do I get this thing open? Wait, what's this? Oh, what the fuck?
Ragiroth do.
Ragiroth Enterprises.
How's it going, everybody? Rich from Ragiroth Enterprises here. So, I haven't done a video covering BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle in a while. I think the last video I maybe did was like one of the top 10 or top 5 lists, whatever. Only because it's, just kind of, I've still been keeping tabs on it, just kind of slipped under the radar. Nothing really felt like talking about. I mean, I have been, happy with some of the news, disappointed with some of the news, some of the characters been announced. It was going okay. I mean, the game was looking pretty cool. It seemed like it was going normally. We not only did we get RWBY, we got Weiss too. So they're okay. We'll get all the other 4 members of Team RWBY and all that. But most recent announcement for the game, they announced a release date, which is I think May for Japan, early June for America. Okay, that's cool. It's a little earlier than I expected, and they showed off my girl Blake, from Team RWBY. But she's apparently a DLC character. Yeah, DLC character. The game's 4 months away. We're not saying DLC character. Someone who most of us expected to be in the base roster. Especially because, we have not just one member of Team RWBY, but 2. So you'd think they would just kind of give us all 4 of them, right? Right? Well, we were apparently dumb to think that. And apparently there's going, the rest of the roster is 20 DLC characters. Now, it's okay if, you want a sport game for a while and, have about 20 DLC characters after the game comes out, that's how long we're sport for. That's great, awesome. I mean, Street Fighter 5, I think they're at, 18 now. That's fine. That's totally understandable. Look, I'm not really someone that complains about DLC. I know, yeah, it can be annoying, and sometimes a little unnecessary, but, I like that it's adding more to the game. I like that it's giving more to look forward to. It's usually not, yeah, it costs more money, that sucks, but it's nothing crazy, and I can just get it anytime I want, for the most part. But even in this case, even I'm a little bit bothered by it. It is a little excessive in this case, because first of all, there's a crossover game. Usually crossover games have a bit of bigger rosters than just, standalone games. Secondly, most of these characters, with the exception of the RWBY characters, are just being brought over from other games. I know that's not, just a simple, copy-paste, but it can't be that hard, you know what I mean? And alright, the game is 20 characters, and I think the thing that really bothers me is that we're, most fighting games, it's they'll announce characters on the base roster up until maybe about a month the game comes out, but it's we're 4 months away still. And the character that's the first DLC character is someone that most of us just expected to be in the base roster. Okay, let's take Tekken 7 for instance. The pre-order character, and Blake isn't even a pre-order character, but anyway, pre-order character was Elisa. She's a character that was introduced in a free-to-play Tekken game that maybe not everyone knows about. She's a popular but sort of obscure kind of character, if that makes sense. So her being pre-order day 1 DLC, okay, I can understand that. And even then, it's you got her for free as long as you pre-order the game. No big deal. Blake, I don't think you get that. So I just think, and I don't understand why, because it's I know, RxCs, they're not, perfect when it comes to DLC. I know their DLC can be a little expensive, and they have been guilty of just, instead of, letting you get an update and just download the character, you have to buy a whole other game. But I think they slowly started to stop doing that. How Guilty Gear X3rd Revelator 2, if you had Revelator, you could just download the update, and then I think you buy the update, and I think it comes by Ken and Answer, I think. But even still, that's cool they started to do that, because even Capcom kind of gearing away from, the whole buying another game, which is cool, and that's great. And look, this is the company that's making Dragon Ball FighterZ, this game that I'm really excited for. Tons of people are really excited for it. Looking great, most everything about it is positive, and it has 24 characters. I mean, it's not amazing, but for a first game, especially by RxCs, that's pretty damn good. Now, admittedly, this is a separate team that does like the BlazBlue Persona 4 Arena games. This is Team Red that does Dragon Ball Fighters, and I guess it's Team Blue that does BlazBlue and Persona 4 and all them. But even still, it's still Arc season. The thing is, it's like, and I'm not the only person that said this, but Capcom has not even really done anything this bad. I mean, yes, technically Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Well, first of all, that wasn't 20 characters, and that game had I know that game gets a lot of hate. I personally didn't mind that game. I mean, it could have been better. That game had at least more than 20 characters at launch. It had basically all the essentials for the most part. And, yeah, there were. I just personally just didn't like that we had to wait for them and we had to buy them all at the same time as opposed to just buying, the characters I wanted. Because some of those characters I really didn't care about. But not to go off the tangent, this is, to me and some other people, kind of worse than anything Capcom has done. Like, if they literally just kind of, just kept announcing characters that be in the base game up until maybe like, I'll say like April, maybe early May. And then they're like, hey, we plan to add 20 more characters DLC. Great, perfect. And if you at least had, Blake, Yang, I'm going to say maybe Hakumen. I mean, he's one of my favorite BlazBlue characters, and he's a really important character and popular character. And like, maybe a couple more Persona characters. If you gave me a Adachi, I'd be golden. I think at least every side should have had a villain. But the only side that has a freaking villain is BlazBlue. Yeah, BlazBlue's characters encompass most of the roster. Like, each other side only has like, Under Night and Persona has just 4, and RWBY just has 2, for Christ's sakes. And like, the Persona side, in my opinion, is pitiful beyond belief. It's way too safe, and I know I'm kind of like, even though I love Persona 4, characters from it aren't my favorite, at least, from one Persona 4 Arena. I really just kind of cared about Dachi, main character, and the rest I cared about Persona 3 characters, and I guess, like Labris and Showa if you want to count them as Persona 4 characters. Under Night side I'm kind of okay with, mostly just because of Gordeau. I'm really upset that Merkaba couldn't make it, and you couldn't even put in Hilda, the villain from that. I mean, in BlazBlue kind of actually has 3 villains in a way. I mean, Hazma, Azrael, and New 13, which I'm happy all 3 of them made it in. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I did say that I would have preferred Terumi, and I still stick with that, or preferring Terumi over Hazma, but I guess at least we have a form of him. Terumi could come later, I don't know. But, I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. The roster isn't anything amazing, too. I mean, like, yeah, it is bigger than, like, say Street Fighter V's base roster. But again, that game is built from scratch. This game is not built from scratch, aside from RWBY and Weiss. There's just a lot wrong here, and, I mean, it's hard because it's like, I still want to play the game. It's still, I still love all 4 of those series, and I still want to play it, and, but, and it, I know people are, like, a lot of people, don't want to buy the game now, or are going to wait, and I guess my problem is I'm impatient, and secondly, it's like, yeah, most people say, oh, just buy the game used, so, the company doesn't get the money, which, I mean, yeah, I guess that'd be a good idea, but A, again, I'm impatient, and B, I feel like that would work for a game like maybe like Call of Duty or like Assassin's Creed, like a AAA game that, gets tons of copies, and, there's bound to be a lot of people, tired of it or beat it already, that wanted to trade in. But BlazBlue isn't really a game like that. Like, I know with BlazBlue, like, you barely get, there's barely any copies of them in the story. Whatever reserved, that's it, basically. So I just, like, yeah, I would think with this game, it would have maybe been a bit more, but now with this, I don't know. I think a lot of people might be turned off from it. I mean, I'm still probably going to bite the bullet and get the game day one. The DLC, I don't know. I might just kind of pick and choose who I want. Supposedly, and it's not 100% confirmed, supposedly the game will only cost $40, and I guess the 20 characters will cost $20, thus together making a full-price game. If that is the case, I mean, that's a bit better. I mean, that's definitely better than, paying $60 for the game and then, like, $20 more for DLC. I guess the thing with that, though, is that, like, usually RxCs, one of their problems is they do tend to charge a bit more for characters than, like, Capcom does. Capcom's usually, I think, just $5. RxCs has been, like, $7 or $8. But maybe since this game is a little more copy and pasting, they'll be a bit more lenient, and, they won't just be, like, I guess, well, I guess I could see the season pass kind of, because usually the season passes, they cut down the price of the things individually, so, it is getting you to buy the whole thing. So I could see, but individually maybe the characters would cost more. So of course that's how they freaking get you. People like me that might not want every character in the season pass. It is a conundrum, and I mean it really does suck. You know, it's like Arceus is doing so good with this game and Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it is a shame that they gotta, you know, pull this crap, and I don't understand why. I mean, I guess if they are a smaller company and maybe like this is just a little out of their scope, so maybe they had to, you know, cut some corners here and there. You know, that's a lot of corners to cut. And you know, like with fighters, it's like they kind of had Bandai Namco backing them up. This game, I think, is just kind of just them. So, I mean, I really wish they could explain themselves here. I know there was, I think, a new stream or something like this past Friday. Of course, they didn't say anything about it. You're not acknowledging maybe all the people that are mad about this. You know, I just thought maybe explain just why they're doing this. If they just explain why, you know, we just have an idea where they're coming from. You know, because I think at the very least what I would like to do, maybe what I encourage other people to do, is just, you know, just kind of blow up, you know, their social media or whatever they kind of use for feedback. And I mean, you know, like if you're like me where you still really want to get the game, but you're not happy about this at all, you know, there might be kind of the best middle ground. And if you're impatient like me, it really is a shame, you know, because I know for those that have seen my top 10 games, I wanted for 2018, this was like maybe like number 3 or 4. I think this is probably knocked at least behind Dissidia, which was like number 6. So it's like probably like number 7 now. And there's just a lot of characters I was hoping to make in the game, you know, from the start. You know, like, you know, Merkaba, Hakumen, and like Blake should have been the base roster. Adachi, as much as I like him, I feel like the only thing maybe helping him is just that he'd be one of the, you know, few villain reps Persona 4 could get, but clearly they don't even care about him having villain reps, which kind of makes me a little afraid, you know, about the modes. Like, what are they going to do for story mode? Is there going to be a story mode? Like, I'm worried this is just not even having much single-player content. I mean, you know, usually Arceus does have good single-player stuff, but with this game, with how things are going, I don't know. I really don't know. It's like they're really not explaining anything. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might have been a buy day one, but I'm not gonna have, you know, I'm not gonna have a smile on my face picking up like I'm probably gonna have. I probably am picking up Dragon Ball FighterZ in a few days, but yeah, I'd like to say, because I know, like, you know, the other time I did a rant video, it was on at least just myself, it was on Fire Emblem Warriors. That was, I think, a little more of a subjective issue. I mean, I know there was people that agreed with me, but I think I was in kind of a minority there. And what they were doing is mostly fairly standard. I just didn't really like the character choices that they were kind of leaving for DLC. I would like to do another video on that game too at some point. I know I've kind of, it's just hard because I can't really record footage because of the Switch and that game not allowing it. Anyway, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think I did see a petition to kind of maybe get them to change the tune a bit. Like, if they could just like maybe just have like Blake and Yang in the base roster, maybe a few other characters, you know, or maybe make them free at least. Like, okay, you know, I'll kind of forgive them. But right now, it's just what they're doing is really messed up. It's even, like I said, it's even a bit much for someone who's more okay with DLC for me. You know they screwed up if it's a little much for me. You know, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with this? You know, am I being dramatic, or are other people being dramatic, or are we totally justified? You know, I'd like to hear from you guys. You know, what characters you're upset that didn't make it in the base game. You know, another thing I should quickly mention is that I was kind of hoping that, you know, there'd be more than just the four members of Team RWBY, but most people, including myself, think that this might, you know, if it was such a big deal to have two more new characters in the base roster, it might be too much to ask to have even a few more. So we might kind of just be stuck with, you know, RWBY characters. And I think at this point they should just make a RWBY fighting game, because this is bullcrap. But yeah, you know, don't forget to check out marking on the description below. And as I always say, another time, another place, try to keep being awesome.